Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, October 10th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple of clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can find and watch and observe some very interesting late day price movement. So just keep that in mind. And then next, I'm using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So ticker symbol number one, we are looking at LAES, and what an absolute monster this one has had. In fact, as I talk right now, you can see this thing during the final portion of the day is pushing up to new highs. So overall, very, very nice movement. So let's map out some key levels of support and resistance. So the first level here, we'll talk about as that ideal level of support. What do I mean by that? Well, ideally, if the price moving forward could stay up here above that level at $5.40, that would be a very impressive sign of power. Now, don't get me wrong, if the price falls below there, doesn't mean the chart's destroyed or ruined or anything like that. But yeah, if the price could manage to stay above there, that would definitely be quite impressive. Now, taking a step back and looking at things from the bigger picture point of view, that is where the purple line there comes into play, the 50-period simple moving average. Keyword being moving. So as time goes by, that line is going to move itself higher and higher and get more and more relevant. But from a, like I said, big picture standpoint, as long as price stays above there, the overall trend is still plenty in the bull's favor. What about areas of resistance? We may have to go to another time, which is a good problem to have when you have to go to different time frames. Okay, so we're at, wow, it's been a long time. So what we're at here is the daily time frame, meaning now each one of these candlesticks, instead of representing 30 minutes, represents an entire day. And we're having to go all the way back to there. When was that? Back in early 2025. So we were talking about multiple months ago when the price was up around $6.30. So we are at literally multi-month highs right now on the day. So let's zoom in. And again, this is just showing what today looks like individually. So going back to the 30-minute, and then there we go on the 30-minute time frame. So $6.30 next key public enemy moving forward resistance-wise. But all in all, fantastic movement. And like I said, multi-month highs. Next one here, BURU, and this is a little tricky to talk about because there's a lot of perspective that goes into it. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're a day trader, flipper, scalper, whatever you want to call yourself, and you bought right there, maybe you bought the dip right there, and your plan was to buy and sell within 10 minutes, well then yes, from that standpoint, the chart's looking very, very rough. Now, if you care about the big picture point of view, everything is still perfectly fine. And this actually goes back to what I just talked about on the previous chart. Remember me talking about that purple line, the 50-period moving average, and as long as from the broader scope of things, the price is above there, then from the big picture standpoint, everything is fine. Well, on that note, let me get rid of those lines as they serve their purpose. But on that note, you can see the price is still nicely above it. So therefore, the overall chart is still in the bull's favor. Once again, I'm well aware. If you're a day trader and you bought there or there, you definitely don't care about the 50-period moving average, that purple line. But that's why I'm trying to parse this out and, kind of emphasize that I'm talking about more so the person that cares about the grand scheme of things. So moving forward, definitely want to see the price stay above that purple line there. And then in regards to areas of resistance now, I think it makes the most sense to get that overarching trend line in play right there. So we'll see if the price can try to work its way back up there and then see if that generates itself back into putting in some higher highs. But again, day trader wise, yeah, things are looking potentially very sketchy. But if you care about the grand scope of things, it is still above that 50-period simple moving average. Next one here, TLRY, and we have ourselves a good solid pattern. So let's get this pattern here drawn into place. We have our area of resistance. We have this area of support. And then just to make the pattern easier to see, let's keep it all the same color. So we have resistance, we have support, we have the big upwards move right there. And then for you golfers out there, try to make it a little bit more visual, put the golf one on there. This would be a bull pennant pattern. Now, just because something's bullish does not mean for sure guaranteed that if the price comes up here and breaks through there, that it's going to get another big round of momentum. My point here is that at least plausible? Is it at least a valid question mark to throw out there as a possibility? Absolutely. So if you like bull pennant patterns, you like stocks down below the $5 range, keep an eye on it. Next one here, ticker symbol YYAI. Talked about this in yesterday's video. The falling wedge did get a gap up from there, and that didn't last very long. It did pull back, but the good news here, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that have traded for a while, but if you've seen things gap up, and then not only do they go back to where they started, but they just continue on down. That did not happen here. The price, sure, it pulled back, but then all of a sudden started to go sideways right here where it had closed back on Wednesday right there. Now, let me be very clear, and I wish I could say trading was this easy. Just because the price all of a sudden going sideways at this area where it went sideways before the gap up, Does not mean for sure guaranteed it's going to gap back up and curl back upwards. My point here is it at least a rational thought? Yeah, absolutely. So on that note, if you like to play these scenarios, then going forward, it really becomes an important area of support for the price. And again, no fancy logic, but it's definitely, you want to see it stay above this 19 cents. If you go through the history of things again, you can see 19 cents did a good job right there of providing support. And so far, so good is providing good support right there. So yes, last time it did bounce. Will it bounce again? It's bounced a little bit, but will you get more of a bounce? We'll see what happens here over the next couple of days. Next one here, BBAI. This will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched yesterday's video, but if you did, hopefully remember me talking about that resistance line right there. And earlier on in the day, that resistance line was very, very annoying. You can see right there, price didn't hit it exactly, but close, rejected, right there, flat out rejected, right there, flat out rejected. Fake break right there, flat out rejected. But now you can see the price has broken above it and is getting great continuation. So that's where, in my mind, just to set all the context here of this question, which is an exciting question, is this the start of something bigger? Now think about that question. It makes no sense to ask it if nothing worthwhile is even happening. But something worthwhile here is happening. That's why I wanted to set up the context. What's happening? Well, you finally got the breakout of not only this trend line, but also the purple line there. So yeah, is this thing getting locked, getting locked and loaded to make an even bigger move? To be fair and objective, maybe not. Maybe this thing is going to, roll right back over. But again, to be fair, that's a two-sided coin. Maybe this truly is the start of something much bigger, and this thing is getting ready to rock and roll. So that's the big question mark moving forward. The breakout has occurred, but is this the breakout start of something even bigger? Grab your popcorn, and we'll see what happens. Real quick, want to take a break and make you aware of something that can help you out in several different angles. Whether you are sick and tired of the pattern day trend rule, maybe you don't have a whole lot of capital, but you like access to buying power, or maybe you just want a different market that trades way better than penny stocks, way better than low float, small cap stocks, then definitely check out the link that's been at the top of the screen. But I do also understand if all of this sounds a little too good to be true. Totally get it, which is why I invite you, come swing by my live stream. I start every day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. I go for a few hours, and come see it with your very own eyes. I put my money where my mouth is. This is what I've been doing now for quite a while. So if you want to see it with your own eyes, ask me questions, then certainly swing by the live stream. But yes, please realize you don't have to put up with the dumb pattern day trading rule. There are definitely different ways to go about your day trading and put you in a much better spot, which I should mention, very more little risk. I just realized very more little risk makes no sense. Little risk. You have little risk. That's what I meant to say. It's almost Friday, folks. It's almost Friday. Bear with me. I appreciate your patience. Anyways, next one we're looking at here is BJDX, and we have ourselves another one of these bull pennant patterns. So I want to respect your time as much as possible. So I'm not going to spend as much time talking about it because you already heard me talking about it previously, but there is our area of resistance. Here is the bottom part of the pattern right there. Again, green for support. And then let's keep it all the same color so you can see it. So we have our area of resistance. We have our area of support. Have that big upwards move right there. The golf hole down here, we are looking at another bull pennant pattern. So if you like this price range, again, right around the $5 mark, then and you like those bull pennant patterns, then definitely keep an eye on BJDX. It's definitely demonstrated that it can move pretty quickly. So we'll see if it can try to curl back upwards and maybe get a break back to the upside. Next one here, ATCH. And once again, in the spirit of wanting to respect your time as much as possible, just talked about this pattern, so I'm going to go through it much quicker. And like the biggest difference on this one, I would say, is it's on a penny stock. So real quick, let's keep it all the same color. Resistance, support, nice move up, golf hole down here. So here we are looking at yet another bull pennant pattern. But like I mentioned, I'd say the biggest difference compared to the other ones, this one happens to be down in penny stock. So if you like bull pennants, but you prefer penny stocks, then here you go. Next one here, RGTI, and overall the chart's doing fine, but think back to those first couple where I talked about that purple line and the 50-period moving average and how you want to see the price stay above it. And here we have a great example of that because very recently this one had pulled back, but notice how it came down there, found some support at the purple line, and is now not gone to totally new highs, but is recovering nicely. Now, this does not mean that the price is always going to stop at that 50-period moving average, but it does serve a good little illustration of what you're looking for when you're just gauging that overall big picture trend and how you do want to see prices stay above certain levels. So that was kind of my long way of saying, yes, moving forward, that purple line there remains a key area of support. If the price falls below it, then right there around 40.65 would be another level. But as of now, price is poking up near these highs. So we've got to get this area in place here, which is this area of resistance right up here around. In fact, let's just do this instead. Let's just throw line right across the top there. There we go. So right there around $48.25 is public enemy number one. Now moving forward, you can see it rejected the price there, rejected the price there. So will it reject it again? Grab your popcorn and let's see how it goes on Friday. Next one here, NVDA. And yeah, if you're saying, wait a second, that looks kind of familiar. Good job. Yes, we have ourselves yet another bull pennant pattern, and this is happening on a very popular stock. And I make that comment because the more eyeballs that are watching a pattern, again, it doesn't guarantee anything, but it does bring about those very real possibilities of self-fulfilling prophecies where, hey, there's a bull pennant. Hey, it broke out. I'm a breakout trader. That bull pennant is breaking out. Therefore, I'm going to buy, right? And that's the only reason why people are buying, self-fulfilling prophecies. Not saying that's guaranteed to happen, but like I said, the more popular stock is, the more possibilities those sorts of dynamics play out. And yes, if you're not aware, NVIDIA, kind of a highly talked about stock. But anyways, let's just get this mapped out as, just in case you can't see it. And then I just because I can't help myself, we got to get the golf hole down here. So there we go. NVIDIA's got itself a nice quality bull pennant. Next one here, looking at TSLA Tesla. And overall, the chart's hanging in there. I do want to make a little bit of an adjustment now that we have more data. But from the resistance side of things, everything that I've talked about recently still is in play. In terms of areas of resistance, 3 key levels headed into Friday. First level going to be that pink line there, 200 period moving average. Next area going to be that purple line, is a 50 period moving average. And then we just have this trend line here that's sloping downwards. So if the price is going to make a bigger move up on Friday, it really is going to need to bring the A game. The bulls are going to have to show up and flex their muscles because, yes, there are 3 areas of resistance kind of all right around one another. Does not mean the price can't push through it. I'm just saying that I don't think it's going to be totally easy. So the price is really going to have to bring some good bullish strength in order to generate any sort of breakout. So keep those areas in mind. And then from a support standpoint, what I'm going to do here is actually adjust this down because now they have more data. It seems as though that the more clear area of resistance right down here around the 427 mark. Just going through the history of things, you can see 427 acted as support. It's behind my mug, but there's support there. You can see one right there, a couple times right there. So you get the idea. Right around 27 or 427, give or take, is certainly going to be a key area of support moving forward. If the price comes down there and cracks below it, not saying it drops straight down there, but really at that point, next area, because this, the chart does kind of open up with the next level of support really not being till down around 411.60. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you are sick and tired of the pattern day trend rule, or you just want much lower risk with good quality upside potential, then check out the link that you've seen at the top of the screen. But I totally am aware of what kind of scam is this? This seems sketchy. Totally get it. Come swing by the live stream. Watch it with your very own eyes, ask me questions, and I'd be happy to provide any sort of clarity for you. So thanks for hanging out. Make sure you hit that like button, and hopefully I'll see you on the live stream.